Welcome to Crime Curio, the channel where we explore the dark and mysterious side of human nature. In this video, we will tell you the shocking story of Kyra Steger, a young woman who was brutally murdered by her own husband in 2013. This case shows us how humans can be the most dangerous and cruel animals on this planet, capable of killing their own kind for selfish reasons. No other species on Earth does that. How did this tragedy happen? Who was Kyra Steger and what was her life like? How did her husband kill her and why? How did he get caught and punished? We will answer all these questions and more in this video. Mysterious murder of Kyra Steger. The case of Kyra Steger proves that humans are worst creature of the world. Let's talk about a brief life of the Kyra Steger and how he was killed and how he got justices. Biography. Kyra K. Steger was born November 1982 in Des Plaines, Illinois, in the state of America. She was the daughter of Marcy and Jay Steger, who described her as a lively, dedicated, and sweet daughter. After her study, she started working at Mall of America and worked for 2 stores. There, Wet Seal and most recently Delia's, her co-workers were not only great friends, but Kyra considered them part of her family. As someone with a special gift for seeing people's strengths that they were blind to themselves, Kyra planned and hoped for a bright and peaceful future. She married in 2010 to Jeffery Trevino and started living a happy life. Her missing report. In the year Thursday, February 21st, 2013, Kyra worked a shift. Her co-workers reported that she was feeling well and that she and her husband intended to go to a nice restaurant once the business closed. 3 years ago, Kyra and Jeffery Trevino became acquainted. When Kyra failed to arrive for work on Saturday, February 23rd, at least 2 days later, her co-workers became concerned since this behavior was out of character for her. She was punctual, tight with herself, and others never allowed being late, and they followed her schedule after failing to get through to Kyra. Her co-workers called Jeffery, but according to Jeffery, he had no idea where his wife had gone. Kyra had left the house the day before and hadn't returned, so he wasn't too concerned because Kyra occasionally vanished for a day or two. She might spend the night at a friend's house or visit a relative without warning. The inclement weather that day, which included heavy snowfall, may have been a cause for concern. Having heard nothing from his wife, Jeffery speculated that anything might have occurred to her en route, such as her car getting stranded and her mobile phone battery dying that same day. When Jeffery contacted Kyra's family and filed a missing persons report, they were taken aback by their loved one's unexplained absence. Therefore, it was a huge blow to them when they received the missing persons report for Kyra Steger cops. As is customary in these situations, the investigation began with interrogating the husband and looking around the immediate area. Investigators visited Jeffery at home to speak with him. Detectives were notified by Jeffery that on Thursday, he and Kyra wanted to spend some time together. They went out to eat, chatted, went bowling, and, according to Jeffery, departed the mall. Kyra was planning to watch a movie, so they immediately headed home. Detectives were also informed by Jeffery that his wife departed their home the following Friday at around 8:00 a.m. because of a scheduled occasion. She was acting normally at work, where her presence was essential, and he didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. Though he had no idea where Kyra was or who she was hanging out with, Jeffery thought it was normal for Kyra to occasionally disappear. They had been having relationship issues for a few months, so he didn't think it was alarming or serious because he thought that minor arguments were commonplace in all families. The detective began questioning Jeffery about Kyra's possible whereabouts and whether or not she had a lover. Jeffery rejected the idea, citing first-hand experience. When Jeffery asked to Kyra that he truly loves and trusts on him, Kyra gave a negative response when he questioned her about it. The investigators then gave the on-duty patrols access to all the information they had managed to gather about Kyra and her car. The detectives visited the Mall of America personally to verify the veracity of Jeffery's statements and perhaps acquire some hints. The Mall of America, located in Bloomington, is one of the largest shopping centers in the world. With 520 stores, a movie theater, an oceanarium, a golf course, and much more, it is not unexpected that the mall has multiple surveillance cameras. Knowing precisely when Kira left work on February 21st, the detectives examined the footage, which revealed nothing unusual. Jeffrey's version of events held true. He met Kira after work, and the two of them spent some time hanging out at the mall before heading to the parking lot and driving away. There were no arguments between them, and the evening seemed to go well. There's nothing worse than waiting in the dark, and as the days passed and Kira's family lost patience and traveled to Bloomington in an attempt to assist with the investigation. They printed flyers with her pictures on them, put them on poles, and gave them to people they saw on the street in an attempt to draw as much attention as possible to the search for Kira. They realized they had to take action and find their loved one, and while Kira's family was distributing leaflets, they could not just stand by and watch. While interviewing the neighbors of the couple, the investigators observed that one of them had a security camera mounted on their property. The camera moved sideways, and one of its angles captured investigators asked the homeowner to copy the camera footage from Kira and Jeffrey's house in the hopes of finding any clues from it. Meanwhile, data from a cell phone company arrived and gave investigators a new lead. Kira's phone records revealed that she was seeing another man in addition to Jeffrey. This man turned out to be Ryan Wendt, the manager of the same chain of stores where Kira worked. The two had a very intense and long-lasting relationship and corresponded often. Police were able to determine that Ryan had moved out of state while Kira was being searched for, and Ryan was driving towards Colorado in his car. This man was very relevant to the investigation because, in addition to being in a romantic relationship with Kira, he had moved out of state at the same time she vanished. Maybe it was a mere coincidence and nothing more, or perhaps things were completely different and his escape hides something behind it. It is the investigators who would have to find the answer to that question regardless. The detectives managed to reach Ryan, and he consented to appear for questioning in Colorado. Where he was asked many questions, he stated that he last contacted Kira while he was driving. His investigators deduced from the timing of the text messages that Kira had communicated with her new partner during her meal with her husband. This was evident from the exchange of messages. That Kira was increasingly becoming distant from Jeffrey, the investigators examined Ryan's phone to determine his location with respect to the cell towers and reviewed his credit card statements. It appeared he was really out of state that particular evening and had no way of being connected to Kira's disappearance. He was released and dropped from the list of suspects on that basis. The timestamp of the messages revealed that Kira was still texting with Ryan even when she arrived home with her husband. However, their communication ended after 11:44 p.m., and since then, Kira's phone has been inactive. While this was going on, another team of investigators was preparing to review the surveillance camera footage from Kira's neighbor's house. The camera was sweeping the street left and right, capturing a large portion of it, but it was rotating too quickly, making it difficult to observe anything suspicious because it would quickly flip to the opposite side. The scene cut to just a few seconds of Jeffrey and Kira's home as the camera moved to the right. Jeffrey said that after dinner and bowling, he and Kira went home, watched a movie, and went to bed. However, upon reviewing the video footage, investigators discovered that shortly after 2 a.m, Kira's car reversed into the yard. Due to the poor quality of the footage and the camera's continual side-to-side motion, it was difficult to determine exactly what was happening on screen at that moment, but the car quickly departed from their residence. Jeffrey explained the nocturnal drive by saying that Kira had instructed him to fill up her car with gas before her commute the next day. Surprisingly, his account turned out to be accurate. He was indeed seen at the gas station at around 3:30 a.m. After obtaining a search warrant, the law enforcement officers headed to the house. At first glance, it appeared to be an ordinary, unremarkable house. but that was only at first glance. Upon closer inspection, the criminals discovered dark red stains in the spouse's bedroom. There were a few stains on the wall next to the bed and about 100 of them on the mattress. It was clear that the bedroom had recently been cleaned and rearranged. Kira had been missing, making it almost certain that the hooded man was Jeffery. The forensics team take a sample, and it was confirmed that this blood is the blood of Kira. In addition to searching the interior of the house, the police also looked through Jeffrey's car. They found nothing of interest there, including a gas station receipt that had been issued an hour and 40 minutes before Kira's car had been left in the mall parking lot. Based on the receipt's information, which showed that the purchase had been made with Jeffrey's card, the detectives went to the gas station to look through the security footage, which showed Jeffery filling up his car before going inside and taking out cash from the ATM. Based on this tape and all the evidence discovered in the house, the footage gave us a view of Jeffrey's face and revealed that he had a logo on his jacket in the breast area that resembled the logo on the man from the previous footage. When 39-year-old Jeffery Trevino was taken into custody and brought to the station at 16:07 for questioning, he became the main suspect. As soon as Jeffery left the interrogation room, his lawyer counseled him to exercise his right to silence. The police had enough evidence to charge him, but the body would be the most convincing proof of his guilt. Her confirmed death report, according to the All Avoidance, now it is clear that the Kira has died. There is a lot of tears in the eyes of her family in the March volunteers, found a blooded bag where he found a blows and some shirts. By testing the DNA, it was again clear that these were belongs to the Kira. Her dead body was founded. With the help, trained dogs were trained to locate bodies, but this also proved unsuccessful. An unsettling call was received by the St. Paul Police Department 2.5 months after Kira vanished on May 8, 2013. The male caller informed the operator that he had seen what seemed to be a dead body in the Mississippi River, which police investigators retrieved from the water. River Mississippi is the largest river of U.S. The body was naked, and it is difficult to determine the body later. Dental records determined that it was the body of Kira. As detectives worked to piece together the sequence of events that ended with Kira's death, they conjectured that when Kira and Jeffery returned home, he realized or observed that she was messaging someone else. After seeing the romantic conversation, Kira's husband forcibly pulled her phone away from her and shattered her finger, since she didn't want to show him. Jeffery became even more upset, killing Kira out of rage. He then attempted to hide evidence of the crime by driving her car to the house, put the body in the trunk, then went to a gas station, and from there to the river where he disposed of the body. He subsequently drove back home, dumping the bag containing Kira's pillow and clothes along the way. The next morning, he went to a gas station and took out cash from an ATM because he knew that after he left Kira's car in the mall's parking lot, he would have to pay for a cab, and it would be better to do so in cash. After disposing of Kira's car, Jeffery went home and worked the rest of the day on cleaning the house with his trickery. Jeffery intended to convey the impression that Kira had driven away in her car by herself that morning and that she was perfectly fine. However, thanks to surveillance cameras, his plan failed in October 2013. A jury convicted 39-year-old Jeffery Trevino, concurring with the defense that his acts were not premeditated and that the crime was the outcome of a heated and sudden argument following the discovery of his wife's infidelity prior to the sentence being announced by the judge. Kira's family members made their statements. "This monster is a calculated criminal," said Carrie Ann Steger, Kira's sister. "He deserves no mercy." Kira's mother, Marcy, stated that Trevino certainly showed her daughter no mercy. "He dumped my daughter." Jeffery. Trevino gets 27.5 years for murder of Kira Steger. Today, justice has served to Kira, and it has satisfied the society. This video is based on true crime stories and facts from reliable sources. If you are interested in crime stories, mystery stories, or crime documentaries, please subscribe to our channel Crime Curio and hit the bell icon to get notified of our latest videos. We upload new videos every week on various topics related to crime, mystery, and justice. Thank you for watching this video, and please leave a comment below to share your thoughts on this case. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you next time.